In the late 1930s, Hollywood was a factory of artifice. Actresses were molded, plucked, and painted into porcelain dolls. Then came Ingrid. When David O. Selznick, the legendary producer of Gone with the Wind, brought a young Swedish actress named Ingrid Bergman to America, he had a plan. He wanted to change her name to Ingrid Bergman. He wanted to cap her teeth, pluck her thick Nordic eyebrows, and bury her face under layers of pancake makeup. Ingrid looked at the most powerful man in Hollywood and simply said, "No." She told him, "If you want to change me, I'd rather go back to Sweden." It was a gamble that changed cinema forever. Ingrid Bergman didn't just enter Hollywood, she liberated it. She arrived with a Nordic freshness that felt like a cool breeze in a room full of heavy perfume. She didn't wear makeup on screen unless she had to. She was tall, she was radiant, and she was real. But the very thing that made the world fall in love with her, her image of saintly purity, would eventually become the weapon used to destroy her. This is the story of a woman who was burned at the stake of public opinion, only to rise from the ashes as a legend. By 1942, Ingrid Bergman wasn't just a star, she was an icon. She starred in Casablanca as Ilse Lund, a woman torn between two worlds. That single film cemented her as the face of idealized womanhood. Audiences didn't just see an actress, they saw a moral compass. She followed this with a string of masterpieces. She won her first Oscar for Gaslight, portraying a woman being driven to the brink of insanity. She became the Hitchcock blonde who wasn't cold, but burning with passion and notorious and spellbound. She played a nun in The Bells of St. Mary's. She played Joan of Arc. The American public placed her on a pedestal so high it was dangerous. To them, Ingrid wasn't human. She was a saint. She was the ideal of American womanhood, despite being a Swedish immigrant. But behind the billion-dollar smile and the luminous eyes, Ingrid was restless. She was married to Petter Lindström, a rigid Swedish dentist turned brain surgeon. They had a daughter, Pia. From the outside, it was the perfect family. From the inside, it was a cage. Ingrid lived for her art, while her husband managed her finances and her life with an iron fist. She was a woman looking for a spark, and she found it in a letter from Italy. In 1948, Ingrid saw a film called Open City by the Italian director Roberto Rossellini. It was raw, it was gritty, it was everything Hollywood was not. She wrote him a letter that would change history. Dear Mr. Rossellini, I saw your films and enjoyed them very much. If you need a Swedish actress who speaks English very well, who has not forgotten her German, who is not very understandable in French, and who in Italian knows only ti amo, I am ready to come and make a film with you. Rossellini, a man known for his charm and his womanizing, accepted. Ingrid traveled to the volcanic island of Stromboli to film with him. The sparks weren't just on screen. On the desolate, rocky slopes of a real volcano, the saint of Hollywood and the auteur of Italy fell into a torrid, undeniable affair. Both were married, but the scandal wasn't just about infidelity. It was about the betrayal of an image. In early 1950, the news broke. Ingrid Bergman was pregnant with Rossellini's child. The reaction in America was not just disappointment, it was a literal witch hunt. The woman who had played a nun and a martyr, was now seen as a whore. The vitriol was unprecedented. Gossip columnists like Hedda Hopper, whom she initially lied to about the pregnancy, turned on her with a vengeance. She was denounced on the floor of the United States Senate. Senator Edwin Johnson called her a powerful influence for evil and a light-timbered Swedish girl who has committed a crime against her own soul. He even proposed a bill that would require actors to be licensed based on their moral character. Ingrid was banned from The Ed Sullivan Show. Her films were boycotted. She was forced into exile in Italy, leaving behind her daughter, Pia, whom she wouldn't see again for years because her husband refused a divorce until the scandal had reached its peak. Ingrid Bergman, the most beloved woman in the world, had become a pariah overnight. For 7 years, Ingrid lived in Italy. She married Rossellini and had 3 children, Renato, and twins Isabella and Ingrid. She made films with Rossellini that the critics of the time hated, but history would eventually recognize as masterpieces of neorealism. But Hollywood is a place that loves a comeback just as much as it loves a downfall. In 1956, a film called Anastasia gave her the chance to return. She played a woman who had lost her identity and was trying to reclaim her place in the world, a role that mirrored her own life perfectly. The performance was so undeniable that the same industry that had cast her out was forced to invite her back. She won her 2nd Academy Award. She didn't attend the ceremony. Cary Grant accepted it on her behalf. When she finally returned to New York to present at the Oscars a few years later, she received a standing ovation that lasted for minutes. The public had forgiven her, or perhaps they had finally realized that she was never a saint. She was simply a woman who chose her own heart over their expectations. Ingrid Bergman's later years were a masterclass in resilience. She won a 3rd Oscar for Murder on the Orient Express. She worked with the other great Bergman, Ingmar Bergman, in Autumn Sana, delivering what many called the greatest performance of her life while she was secretly battling the breast cancer that would eventually take her. She died on her 67th birthday on August 29, 1982. She once famously said, "I've gone from saint to whore and back to saint again in one lifetime." Ingrid Bergman refused to be the good girl Hollywood wanted. She refused to be the broken woman the scandal mongers wanted. She was a woman of Nordic fire, independent, fiercely talented, and unapologetically herself. She remains the 4th greatest female star in cinematic history, not because she was perfect, but because she was brave enough to be real in a world of shadows.